Good morning. How are you? All right. We're going to be putting mimeograph back together again today. Got to help with something real quick? I am going to BRB. This should be only 5 minutes, but hopefully, uh, hopefully it's sooner. BRB. And I was muted. Hey, everybody. How's it going? All right. So I screwed stuff up, and today is going to be fix it day for me. Part of the problem is I was trying to create. Oh dear. Hear myself on my phone. Listening to myself say, I screwed stuff up. There we go. Okay. So, yes, it's all messed up. And part of it was, me too. Part of it was trying to create a small reproducible case so that we could actually use MiniFlare. And MiniFlare doesn't work here. And I spent way too much time trying to do this. And then I also spent some time this weekend. A buddy came by, and we played around with these. See, the green screen stuff isn't going to work well with the background on these. But this is a Pi Zero, and you could compile Rust down to it. Works out really well. We tried getting the TPM module stuff working, or the PIO stuff working. And if we go over to where we were there, where are we for that? Where it was. Super blinky. As you know, you can't do much on one of these except for the light unless you wire it up to stuff. So we came up with a way to generate programs using the build system. So using build, we actually compile instructions for the PIO module. Yeah, fighting with MiniFlare. So we generate some of that code, right? Otherwise, you're generating code on the chip. And while that works, we know that works, it adds a huge overhead when you really don't need it. So. Yeah, a lot of this is just boilerplate stuff that I dropped in there. It's really not needed. But here we upload the instructions. Well, that's where you execute instructions immediately on the PIO module. But way up here somewhere, here is where you write the memory. So you upload the program that you wrote into the module, which is just crazy because you only have 32 instructions that you can create for the PIO module. But think about that, right? 32 instructions on this itty bitty tiny little chip separate from the CPU, right? Just in front of my finger. You probably can't even see it. A little blob there, a little dot there next to the big CPU. And it can run 4 different state machines. So you can basically run the same program 4 different times, or like independently of each other. So you could wire up, you know, a number of those GPIO pins and basically do a lot of stuff off of the CPU. Like the CPU is not even involved on it. It's just cool, really cool. So, anyhow, had a little fun with that on the weekend. So it is kind of cool. I just wish it worked. I just wish it worked. I have to basically go back from like the beginning and try again. I think the next stage is to really get it so that I can turn the light on via the PIO module. Because we were trying to do some things that were a little bit more advanced, and I don't even know if the PIO module, I need to get like one of those little test boards, be able to set that down inside of there and plug in some other lights on the pins, or attach something else to it. Serial port, something like that. So, but back here. Oh, what went wrong? What went wrong here? Trying to create a skeleton, like a small version of this, where we could have like a smallest skeleton of mimeograph that would reproduce this problem. The issue with that is that all of our dependencies are like half baked, right? So while, yes, well, that's still a thing. It's not actually correct. So that I just gave up on that this weekend, not doing it. Might try again later, but I don't know. I got to get some other stuff done. There's other ways to improve the development iteration time on that. So back to trying to get this to work. The problem I had was I ended up uploading all of my dependencies. I'm going to close a bunch of these. Okay. This stuff. Basically, I went and changed my configs to point to Git because I wanted this to be reproducible by somebody that didn't have my machine. So, which means that I put most of my changes up online in Git repos, except for the core of mimeograph. And some of these, I do not think that we actually need to have the override here. We're going to start from the beginning. So it would be great if this worked with Git. Maybe I need a workspace for this. That's probably the solution. Workspace. Again. Workplace. Workspace. Wow, how did I do that before? Okay. And I'm just going to move a bunch of that into it. What else do we need in there? Is it workspace and then members? Saw some quotes on there. Hmm. Oh, yes. Okay. So router can't be in here. That going to be a problem. Hmm. Okay. Now it wanted WASM bind. So let's move that. That's also a workspace. Hmm. We missed one. Mimeograph. Okay. So for router, we'll override that there. I think the only changes that we had in here that weren't somewhere else are, oh, the no standard changes. Relative URL without a base. Rates. Ashaya. There we go. And we're going to have a couple more coming back in here. I don't know which ones though. Okay. You'll just select a version for the requirement Saturday WASM bind. This needs to go away. All right. So now we deal with the WASM bindgen pieces. Okay. The WASM bindgen pieces I would like to take from my GitHub fork. Copy that. Copy. It's these four. Okay. Cargo update. Dog's freaking out again. All right, give me a minute. All right. Probably a squirrel in a tree. Not sure. For Bark 4, I've just treated a bear and I've just treated a squirrel are exactly the same. So, what do you do? Can't check every tree for squirrels. Yeah, yeah. We have bears in the area. No. Close that. Mimeograph. I got rid of the patch piece. Yeah, there's something else now. They don't. Hold on. One more check. All right, my ferocious beast has returned. A muggy out. And like the last time she treated a bear was a small bear, actually. So maybe 300 pounds or so. Um, Bigger than me. Yeah, they don't really like conversation with dogs for whatever reason. Um, it's like an elephant being afraid of a mouse. Bear could just swipe the dog. Although the dog's pretty quick. Yeah, that's what they got on the bear. Oh, they are cute and fuzzy. And yeah, yeah. Welcome. Welcome, Togglebit. How you doing? And welcome, Raiders. Yeah, shout out to Togglebit. How you doing? So yeah, we were just talking about bears and how the dog, you can't tell if the dog has treated a bear or if the dog's treated a squirrel by her bark. You get bears too? Yeah. I called her in. I got tired of the barking, so I either let a squirrel down from a tree or a bear. One or the other. I mean, it could have been a cat too. We have what is it, mountain lion around here? Yeah, same here. And it's been really dry so far this year. So berries, all that, probably not as abundant as I would like up on the hills. So there are bobcats. Yeah. Welcome, Museum. Welcome, Raiders. We are trying to put back together a project. Um, because I screwed it all up. I just pushed it off. Now we're putting the pieces back together. So we got mimeograph workspace, new thing here. Trying to get the dependencies to be consistent across all of the dependencies. I'm trying to do that with a workspace. She got all warm. Then we have this. Profiles for the non-root package will be ignored. Oh. Interesting. These here need to be bumped up. Is the profile pieces? What about package metadata WASM pack profile? Do those have to go up as well? How's your stream toggle, man? Here, we'll take a bit. Move that up. See if it still complains. Good. Failed to select a version. You know what metadata does? Perfect. So we have JSys mimeograph. What is requiring something else? Is it outside of mimeograph? Oh, mimeograph Cloudflare. Ah, it won't do it. Because it can't select the version. Okay. But it looks like it's mimeograph Cloudflare versus JSS, right? And mimeograph Cloudflare, what are we using for that? We don't have any overrides for that. Let's just point to the, oh, you know what? Let's put that in the path. How did it even resolve that? Is this path actually going one up outside of the workspace? Oh no, it is in the workspace, isn't it? Yes, it is. And here we're using get. Yeah, I've never heard that before. Okay. So in this case, we have, does this have nothing extra? We have JSys, WebSys, WASM bind gen pieces. All of these should have been overridden. The mimeograph Cloudflare wants JSys 352. This one wants 351. So why is it that the override for the JSS versions didn't take? Shouldn't it be that there? Giant hornets? Oh, my favorite's the bald-faced hornets. Hmm. I'm guessing you get rattlesnakes too. I didn't include like moose and elk. We get moose and elk. Moose is terrifying. Because they have their face, right? It's like they're just dumb moose face. And then when they're happy, they just have dumb moose face. But then when they get pissed off and they're going to kill you, they still have dumb moose face. Which is like you get no hints as to like moose is going to attack and kill you other than they attack and kill you. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have anything venomous where we are in terms of snake. Cows and horses. Bison? Sometimes on the road, yeah. livestock while going on the highway, which happens to be within like some giant ranch, you're liable for the damages you cause to the animal and have to pay for it. All right. But I wonder why this isn't kicking in. Why didn't we get that? Because both of these were coming from JSys, and we're getting two different versions. Here, we have E10, and here, 55CF. Do I need to include a branch? Because they were probably looking at that. Looking at that and then picking the element in the history that has a specific tag or a specific version. There we go, update. Still, different versions. Cargo lock will work. Well, here, I think I can just change this to not use the Git versions. Right, so we could just grab the latest versions from Crates.io. And cargo lock list. Oh, interesting. Here. I wonder if it's conflict between the repo, excuse me, well, this one says that it should be master as well for JSys, right? Did I not include the right repo? Copy. Oh, this is not correct. Oh, but I want, oh, the repos are different. Yeah, I should probably use a version number because this is my fork, not the main one. So if we just included a version number in the other one, then it would have patched correctly because we're not patching GitHub, are we? No, we're not. All right, so here. Oh, thanks. There we go. Is it WebSys? Yes. Copy. Patching crates.io. You can patch a Git repo though. I don't think I need to. I think see this is part of the mess I made. No. I would rather these be versions here and then deal with the overrides in one place for all of them. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah. All right, let's copy a couple more of these. Grab those out of here. And futures. Okay. Was not used in the graph. Why not? And we're from where? So this seems reasonable. Why would that not have been used? Yeah. I want to read the message one more time. Yeah, oh, another squirrel. But what is that going to show us why this was not used though? Here it's saying it's not used. Was this the branch I'm telling it to use? Guess what is the yeah. So that's just not used. Is it because the version number is wrong? Because I'm not actually referencing 0351? If I switch this to 1, then it works. No, still there. Oh, it should show if I have multiple of those. Okay. Oh, thank you for the follows, guys. Thank you. Christoph, Peppenbrox, Chromos. Oh, Chromos Sundrift. Oh, that's neat. Munchosk. And Machine Mob. See, I forgot to set up Mitch. There we go. Okay. Duplicates. Couple, huh? Time, crumble. That's interesting. Why is this? One's in the workspace. The other is a mimeograph? Well, one was just in the workspace and the other was not. Okay, so that actually fixed that one. And now we have cookie. Bytes. But we're not seeing WebSys and JSys. Big if. Okay, I'm looking at the top level things. Might still be in here. Zenerex, thank you for that follow. Huh. Cookie. Who's got cookie? Oh, this is for the other ones. See if we have a pinned version. Two different versions. But shouldn't the override have... What do we do with an override like this? Can we just get rid of the patch version? Yeah. All right, so this would be, let's say in Cloudflare and JSS. I'm going to do the same thing for these, just so that they're a little less aggressive. Such a nice silent. Silence is underrated. Assuming crate upheld cargo's view December, of course. Yes. All right, let's try to do an update on that again. Still, it was not used in the graph. And did I miss one? Do I have to do this to each of these individually? Maybe it's the lock files? It shows it updating WASM bind on Twitch. Two different WASM bind gem patches? Maybe here? Let's move that into the workspace. One more time. Give that an update. Come on. Oh, Sturdy WASM bind gen is a workspace? Oh, I haven't seen the package syntax before. Okay, we'll give that a try. Cargo update. Oh, and thank you for the follow. Is that Mez Yusuf? Thank you. WebSys. No. How do we get through this? Those 4 other patches aren't used. Right, so none of these are used when they should be. And the version number on this shouldn't be... Well, how can they not be used? Here, let's see. So, mimeograph uses, I think, all of those. Okay, here's JSS for mimeograph, right? 0.3. Super simple, no features. It's done. That's it. So shouldn't the workspace patch cover this? Here's the patch. What's missing? We just in the simple case, it looks like it's done. That should work. Is it because it's using Git? So if we changed this to Git or to path, failed to resolve. Well, it's looking at it. Does that actually work? It's still not used. Oh, that's so strange. So in these cases, for local, do path equals dot dot. Okay, so we got that. That's in there. I don't need package for that. Okay. It still was not used by the crate graph. Is JSS actually used? Crate cargo tree. It is used, but 0.3.52 is used. So there's a version number mismatch. Coder lady, how you doing? What do I think of Java right now? What about J2EE? Is it outdated? I don't know. I haven't done Java in over a decade. Um, so it was a lot of fun when I did it. And I don't see Java going anywhere anytime soon. It's probably going to stay exactly where it is. It's pretty entrenched. Oh, you're welcome. It's a fun language. A little verbose, but a great tooling. Really good tooling. Oh, I see. So because that's the one on master, but we're not even like we say O dot 5, excuse me, O dot 3 is our requirement. Oh, because uh, our branch is outdated. All right. So then what is actually requesting O5, excuse me, 0352? Because if something's actually requesting 0352, which one is that? WebSys? All right. Hey, Brian. How you doing? What do I think about Go versus Rust? So I have not used Go. It looks like a very productive language. I like a bunch of the design decisions, right? No inheritance. They use behaviors or interfaces. Um, I like their how they're targeting for programmer efficiency. Oh, thank you for the follow, Brian. Now, okay. So we can update our branch of that. Where was our branch? Oh wait, does that mean that they? Oh, that means they released the changes that we needed. OJS's? Oh, fantastic! Actually, we can just use this version number because our changes are now included in a version. Okay, okay. So let's use that then. Um, because we don't need an override for it if it was actually released. Let's go to cargo.pommel here and get rid of WASM bind gen overrides for those 4 elements. Is Golang open source? I thought so, but I don't know. Huh. Oh, that's fantastic that it was actually updated. Actually, this might all just fall into place this morning. Okay. Let's spin that at 5.2. Actually, we don't need to. It should. Oh, no. We need that version. And what about JS? Oh, WebSys. Yeah, it's the same. Good morning, only cliches. How you doing? All right. So in here, that's where we were stuck. So we can fix this fix me. Let's go into mimeograph Cloudflare. Something already on that? Oh, it's in terminal 1. Here. Okay. 52. Websys. That we need a specific version. We need the latest version of BindGen as well. Oh, 0275. 75, thank you. And we'll do this one just because. Okay. Exactly those versions. That means we can actually bump the version on this and publish it. All right. Was it 0.1? Yeah. All right. Okay. You're like, why wasn't this no standard before? I thought we had done that. Oh, it looks like I missed one. I have to wait till NeoVim is done with it. Python has a GC? I remember it having destructors. Doesn't mean it's doesn't have a GC, but all right. What about the rest of our dependencies? Oh, it's just those 4. That's fine. Arnie, thank you for the follow. All right. Let me just close that. It's taking way too long to do that. The patch was not used. That's that okay. That's okay. We're going to get rid of those. But we're going to start with this one Give that a bump and a push. If it compiles. So let's make sure it compiles. Do I have this set up right? I think so. Yes. Okay. Because we need the unstable APIs. What? Oh, goody goody. Okay. See, and this is what I don't get about the other one. We were dependent on this library from our other library. Our other library is tagged as no standard, right? But this one, a dependency of our other library, was still allowed to use it. I thought it would always, it was like a tree where anything imported by this wasn't allowed to be no standard. Or wasn't allowed to use standard. Is in here. We've got no standard. Hmm. No, this one's no standard, but it can depend on something that was standard. Doesn't seem correct. Was it because the things that it was using were available in core or alloc? All right, let's fix this up real quick. Is cow in alloc? And we have to in lib. No, it's just extern crate. Oh, that's just because of the compile time. Joke. Why is it having to check again? All right, Unix Zealot, you too. Gotta get some miles on the bike. Nice. Wear those gears down. Huh. Oh, but it doesn't, we don't have an error, right? This would have to do, would have to basically do the same thing that they did in mimeograph, which is kind of from, oh, what was it? Saturday. Okay, so basically what happens here is if you don't have standard, you don't get standard error. But really we want display for it, and Do we need anything else? Oh yeah, Axum. That one does look cool. Open up the documentation. Rust up doc here. Or result. Oh, I was looking for core format. Yeah, that does exist. They are using two different. The flags are wrong on this. My editor and the other one are using two different settings. Okay. What a mess. Okay. Anything else with standard? No, that should have been it. I'm gonna close the editor because if this works, we're good. Oh, string. No, string needs to be imported. Those two, we need durable object and HTML rewriter. Okay. Vector 2. All right. I think we fixed the string ones though. We'll see. All right, one more try. Why did the jelly bean go to school? Because it wanted to be a smarty. When do ducks wake up? At the quack of dawn? Oh, yeah. Good old compile times. Here we go. How does a penguin build its house? It glues it together. All right. Oh, lib doesn't have string. What? It's the first error here. Now find macro thread local. Why does it need thread local? That's different. Ah, okay, let's do that with no standard. Yeah, they're doing something with that. Get across macro invocations. Huh. But oh, interesting. Ooh. So it's got thread local here, but not. A path segment. Oh, because we're inside of there. We changed the syntax. Local path to module or other named item to expand. Oh, I see. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. Well, if that's on lib, I mean, it's just here. Subtle crypto. Only place they use thread local is interning. Oh, string interning? Interesting. So, I guess I could try to disable that, although I thought they. Wasn't that an option before? Oh, enable interning. And we don't have that on. All right. Well, unfortunately, I've got to prep for a meeting. Ah, I wanted this done. Um, But now that they've released WebSysJS's WASM bindgen, we can actually update this crate, get this one published, and I think that's the kind of keystone in this. That might actually make it so we can create that skeleton project and hand that off to Mr. Bebot. All right. Well, got to raid. We'll raid this guy. You stream it today, Museum? Provod's doing some Half-Life RTX stuff. Let's see. Hey, how's it going, Thrumda? Oh, it's Tom Dabrowski. Morning. All right. We'll raid Dev Sponges. I've been following Dev Spaju for quite a while. Actually been doing some stuff. But I gotta run. I'm gotta pop into a meeting here and then get my day job going. So until next time, y'all.